Alright, here we go. Quick video on how to write the equation of a line when given 2 points. So right here, we're told that this line goes through 1, 0 and 2, 3. And our job is to come up with the function rule or the equation that sort of fits those 2 points. And those 2 points, of course, will be contained in this rule. Alright, in other words, we have to find an m, which is a slope, and a b, which is a y-intercept. So 1, 0 will fit in the equation, and 2, 3 will fit in the equation. So here we go. I'm going to start by finding the slope. The slope between 2 points is given by this concept of rise over run, right? So it's like the steepness of our line. And when we talk about rise over run, mathematically we mean rise is the change in the y direction, the up and down, and the run is the change in the x direction. So a lot of times in math and science you'll see these little delta, this capital Greek D, to sort of notate or denote the concept of change. Right? So we have 2 y coordinates, we're going to subtract them. Y sub 2 minus y sub 1. It's a change, a difference in the y's. Same thing in the denominator. Your y's must go in the numerator, and your x's must go in the denominator. You can actually change the order if you want, it doesn't matter. The only thing that does matter is if you go 2, 1, you must go 2, 1. If you go 1, 2, you must go 1, 2. You get the same thing. So let's label these x, y, 1, 1, 2, and 2. And we'll just plug them in. So y sub 2 is 3 minus y sub 1 is 0 divided by x sub 2 is 2 minus x sub 1 is 1. So we get a slope of 3 over 1, which is just 3. So that's our m, that's our slope. That's the steepness of our line. We're going to go up 3 and right 1. Once you have that, you need to go back to, you can use your point slope formula, but I'm going to go back to my y equals mx plus b. Now all we need is that y-intercept. And again, if you want to use your point slope formula, you can. I tend to not really teach it that way just because it's one more formula that my kids need to memorize, so I keep it simple and we just use y equals mx plus b. But if you want to use point slope, go for it. What I'm going to do instead is write the equation of this line. I have the slope and I have a point that it goes through. I'm just going to pick that one because it's easier. You could have easily picked the other one. So you put your y here and your x right here. X comes from here, y comes from here, and you just simplify it. So 0 is equal to 3 plus b, b is negative 3. So bring it all together into a final equation. So we get that y equals 3x minus 3 will sort of fit both of these points. And there are a couple different ways to check that. You can literally just plug them back in. Plug them back into this thing. You see if they work. Let's check this one. We already checked 1, 0. Let's check that one. So 3 should equal 3 times 2 minus 3. Does 3 equal 6 minus 3? Yeah. You can also use your graphing calculators to do this. So if I plug that thing in there, y equals 3x minus 3, I should see, I'm going to put it in y sub 1, 3x minus 3, I should see that this graph goes through these 2 points. And you can either trace on here, there's a calculate value. If you press second trace, you go to calculate menu, you go to value. If you type in x equals 1, it'll come up y equals 0. Do that again for x equals 2, so I go to second trace, click on value, give me the function value when x is 2, y is 3. Or it's probably easier just to go to your table function, so press second graph, and this will give you all of your x and y coordinates. These are your points. When x is 1, y is 0. Well, over here that's exactly what we wanted it to be. When x is 2, y is 3. Well, over here that's what we wanted it to be. So it works out. Nice way to check. And you can of course graph it if you want to. I'm not going to though, just to save time. I want to make this as quick as possible. Alright, first thing, when you have 2 points and you want to write the equation of a line, you got to find the slope. So negative 4 minus 2 divided by 0 minus negative 5. And if you want to pause and rewind that and kind of try it yourself, you can do that. But what I'm doing is going y sub 2 minus y sub 1 divided by x sub 2 minus x sub 1. That's how we find slope. I've already assigned this and this x sub 2, y sub 2. Right here is x sub 1, y sub 1. So here we go. Let me take it down here. Our m is negative 6 over positive 5. Negative 6 over positive 5. So I put that into my y equals mx plus b. Again, if you want to use point slope, you can. And I'm just going to pick the easier of the 2 points to deal with. That one has a 0 in it, so it's a little bit easier. Negative 4, m, my x is 0. That's awesome when it is. You can see that. I'm going to bring it over here. Negative 4 is equal to, this whole thing is a 0. So b is negative 4. So my final slope formula, my final y equals mx plus b formula is negative 6 over 5 x minus 4. So that would graph like this. You'd go down 4, your slope is negative 6 over 5, that's down 6, right 5, or up 6 and left 5. So I'll go up 6, up to here, and left 5 over to here. And I would simply just connect those with a straight line. Let's go to our graphing calculators again, and we'll see if negative 5 comma 2 and 0 negative 4. Let me slide these over a little bit. Let me clean up some stuff here. Let me slide these down here, and what I want to do is just simply see if I put negative 6 over 5x minus 4 into y sub 1 and go to my table, will I see that negative 5 comma 2 and 0 negative 4 appear? Well, I can already see 0 negative 4, it's right there. That's a good sign. Let's go up a little bit and we'll see if negative 5 comma 2 exists. It does. So I know that I'm good to go. Alright, on your graph, of course, you can see that negative 5 comma 2 is here, 0 negative 4 is right here. So everything kind of fits together. So there you go. There was your sort of brief video on how to write the equation of a line when given 2 points. So make sure you subscribe, and my next video I think I'm going to be going through writing the equation of a line when given a point and a line parallel. And then from there a point and a line perpendicular. So look forward to those, and thanks for watching.